Hey everyone, now that you have activated your license, let's do a quick overview on the show file main screens, which are show 1, show 2, and show setup. Show 1 and show 2 are the two main operating screens. This is where you will build your base looks, configure your effects, and trigger your effects as well. And the show setup is where you will set up your show, like prepare your show. You have all the tools you need to prepare your show there. So let's jump into the software and let's start with the show 1. But first, let me explain the logic to operate the show file, to run the show file, and it's really simple. You're gonna build a base look with your presets, your color, position, gobble, prism, zoom, shutter, frost. And after you build this base look, you're gonna throw effects on top of that. And we have more than one effect layer, so you can alternate fast between slow and faster effects. So here in show 1, you have your color picker, really intuitive, really used to operate. Here on the side, you have your position, where you can change them all at once, clicking in these white boxes and the white buttons. You can change them individually, one by one. Here you also have your gobbles. We're gonna take a deeper look on that later. Now it's just to know where like everything lives, on which view you need to search for everything. So you have your gobbles, prism, zoom, frost, shutter, and here is where you're gonna build your base look. Still on show 1, here you have the dimmer effects layer in the bottom. This is the layer that is linked to your faders, and this is where you will configure all your effects, and you also have the control over your group masters here. And here on the right, you can set the delay you want all of your attributes to have when transitioning from, let's say, one color to another. You can also set it to position, highly customizable. You're gonna add the attributes here. Again, we're gonna take a deeper look on this later. Here you have the global BPM for the show file. And here you can configure two of your attacks. The snap attack, which is like a bump attack, and the shutter attack. Now let's open the show 2, where the effects live. Here you have your effects layer, effects 1, effects 2, attack effects. And if you notice, their structure is the same for every layer. So if you learn how to configure one layer, you can just do the same for all the other layers. Here you have all your movement effects, your regular movements. Here, if you're on advanced or pro tier, you have access to the dimmer and movement synchronized effects. So they live here. Here is where you will configure and trigger them. Here is where you have the control for the haze and fogs. Here in the bottom is where you will control your sweeps and taps. And again, you can see they are really similar to your effect layers. And lastly, here you have your solos and scenes. Again, we're gonna take a better look on this later, okay? And finally, let's open the show setup, which is your backstage area. Here you have all the tools you need to prepare a show file. In the show preparation tab, you have features related to patch, groups, presets, diagnostics, and you also have some other tabs that are really important for the show file, where you can set the groups and attributes that you're actually using and organize them. The fader position, which you can change here, the knob mapper for the pro tier, and some other functions. So basically, you're gonna use show 1 and show 2 to operate the show file, and the show setup to prepare your show file. And one last thing I would like to go with you is the color code system for the show file. As you can see, each group has an identity color, which will show up on the faders and the buttons. So it's easy for you to find the groups instantly without having to search for its name. And the only exception actually is the color picker, where you actually need different colors for the same group, but everything else follows these color codes. Let's take a quickly look on this. I'm gonna open the groups, and those are the colors for the group that you're gonna memorize. Don't bother about memorizing them at first, it will come naturally for you, but the beans are green, spots are red, RGB1 blue, and so on. So now that you recognize the main screens and the color code system for the show file, in the next video we're going to start a real preparation importing a stage to the show file.